Conversation. 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 Conversation.
Live. Die. Die? Live. 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 Live! Live! Stop! Live! Live!
Jeremy Mange, isn't he strange? But listen to his voice, he's got incredible range. Where do all the bad colours go when they break the law? they get sent to prison.
Live!
Oh, my unborn children!
But I'm trying to get a... I'll wait till you're done tittering, that's fine. Ruiner of things! Bendrick's Diet Coke, take 3.
Right, good. Damn you, Spielberg!
Magical toilets flying through the sky.
I learned about cactus.
Without finding yourself hilarious.
Oh, that's hard for me.
Zoom.
Shyamalan!
Would you like a lemon?
Hammers!
Take poo! Oh, sorry, I meant 2.
And then I'd love you till I make you pop.
Dun dun dun. Hang on. Hang on. Yeah, there it is. There it is.
Yeah, I'm in a tree. Ow! We're in love. Jeffrey Chaucer!
There's a cactus in my head.
All hail. Ben, click the right button. Are
What?
you surprised? I'm surprised.
I'm Ben.
You're Ben. Wow, my thing is really bright. There's nothing I can do about
Penis.
that. Ding.
Dong.
Oh, God. Is it just... That's just the brightness it's going to be, isn't it?
You could turn off that light.
If I turn off the light, it's all going to go
No,
wrong.
the one that I'm pointing at.
That one? What, this one? Are you serious?
Yeah.
This is professional.
See? No. See? It's light changes.
Yeah, but it makes my hair look less blonde. Which is a bad thing. Hang on, let me press this button.
You're luminescent at the
You're
moment.
luminous. Thank you, honey bunches.
No, you know you're in your dressing gown.
Look, this is my own damn house, and if we ever record somewhere that isn't my house, I will be wearing a dressing gown. That'll be part of my look. Whereas you will just be naked.
I could attempt to be naked.
Please don't. Hang on.
I mean, I don't know where I'm going to pin my... Oh!
See, that's no good.
That's because you... Ah! Fucking hell.
Quite. Yeah, see? Right, okay. You entertain the people. I'm going to crawl across you.
Hello. No, I'm going to just... Whoa, you look freaky as hell on those cameras.
Thanks, man.
Hello, people.
Hello.
This is the Conversation Hat live stream.
Yeah.
The most professional podcast comedy-based live stream of all time.
We have a plaque that says that, don't we?
We do. It's fallen off the wall and broken. We're talking about stuff, but live. Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Very new.
Are you not white now?
Am I not white now? No, I'm still Caucasian. I can't do anything about that. I can just rub grease into my face.
How was your New Year?
My New Year, so far, what are we, day 4. I'm wasting my life.
Lots happened in those 3 days.
World War III,
There
which
was
apparently the UK is complicit in.
New Year's Day.
Yeah.
Australia's on fire.
Well, that's been happening for a while.
It has been happening since September, but it's now on the news, now that Brexit and Christmas and New Year's is over.
Yeah.
Hey, look, that country's on fire. And
They're
then
just blaming homosexuals.
there's
Great.
World War III happening.
Yeah.
Cool. Good job. And now it's the Conversation Hat's first live stream of the year.
Decade.
Ooh. Month.
That's how any conversation about New Year, first X of the new Y is going to be, isn't it? I did decade.
I felt quite bad because I fail at working out what day of the week it is. So it was easier for me to say something like, I don't know, this hasn't happened since last year.
Yeah.
Because then I knew that it happened at the end of December.
Yeah.
I didn't know what day of the week it is. And then
Yeah,
someone
yeah.
went, oh, and the last decade. I was like, no, I wasn't being funny. I was being bad at what day it is.
This one time I was not trying to be funny. What's the stupidest thing that's happened to you so far this year?
I nearly died whilst going to the toilet.
Okay.
I was at my friend's house
Yeah.
for New Year's Eve.
He died doing what he loved, pooping near friends. He's surrounded by loved ones.
I
or
got
at least
up in-
people who knew who he was.
I got up in the middle of the night
Bom, 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 bom.
to go and have a wee.
Bom, bom, bom.
I was still half drunk.
Okay.
I thought you were going to go bum 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 bum.
No, it got less bluesy
Um,
in tone.
and I was half asleep
Right.
in a house that I do not fully recognise
Okay.
in either of those states, let alone mix them together.
Yeah.
And they've got some stairs that sort of go down just around sort of what I have recently discovered to be Ben's forehead height.
Okay. But you didn't previously know that.
No.
Amazing.
However, I clearly hit my head. I have a vague sensation of falling.
Nah.
Apparently, I was gone for over half an hour, and there
Okay.
was a small dent out of the paint to reveal the steel reinforcement on the
You
staircase.
don't recall any of this.
I have only just got rid of the weird lumpy mark on my forehead, but we've decided that
It's a mole, isn't it?
What that?
Oh. Yeah, no, it's still a little bit
Yeah,
there.
it's still got a little bump. Do
Yeah.
you want to feel? Do you want to feel my little
Kinda
bump?
do. Do we need to draw around it with a Sharpie?
Do you have clean hands?
No. Oh, yeah.
Right.
Huh.
Day 4, still a little bump.
And it's still a little bit white from my fingerprint.
Yeah.
And gone. Wow, dude.
Yeah. Anyway, I
So,
was
hang on. When did that happen?
probably about 4 in the morning, maybe.
So New Year's Day.
New Year's Day.
So 4 hours into the
Yeah,
New Year,
probably
and
about
you
that.
really just completely die.
And obviously I pieced bits together with my mate because they were like, oh yeah, you were gone for half an hour. I had a vague memory of falling, and I was sort of like, oh, maybe I knocked myself out because that would explain all of these things. And she goes, yeah, well, at least we know you don't have a concussion because you'd be dead. And in her words,
That's
that
true.
would have really ruined my January 1st.
Well, yeah, I mean, of course it would have.
It wouldn't have been great for me either.
Yeah, of course. I'm
But
just gonna
yeah.
lower this button. I'm pressing all the buttons that you guys can't see. Raya is like, hey, let's kill Ben.
She says, Jesus, Ben.
Oh, I read too much.
That's
into
another thing I've done this year. I've changed my name.
that. Jesus Ben.
It's like Kanye West. What's he doing?
I've stopped. It's like Brexit.
Oh no,
The more you learn
his
about
name.
Kanye, the
He's
sadder you
changing
get.
his name to Christian billionaire
Billionaire.
genius Kanye West.
Yeah. Okay. He's such a.
I can't. I nearly said a word that we cannot say on the live stream. It's the only one that we really
The
can't
C
say.
one.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's a proper
Billionaire.
Christian billionaire
Wow.
genius Kanye West. Didn't he end up in so much debt that he basically had to start working at Walmart or something? Or release a Christian rock album?
No, I think that's Donald Trump.
No, he just declares bankruptcy and goes to war.
Yeah, you know why he's doing the war though, right?
Because he said that Obama would do it.
And also because it's really, you're not going to get impeached as president if you're a wartime president. You literally can't because you're at war. Like, it's a state of emergency, so you need to stay in office. That's probably why he did it. and the UK government is complicit. Should we start the
Is
podcast?
it how? Speak to me of complicity.
So this is again one of those things like learning about Keanu Reeves.
I said, don't ruin
Kanye
Keanu.
West.
Don't ruin Keanu for me, heavens.
Keanu Reeves and Kanye West mixed up. That's amazing. It's like learning about Kanye West and Brexit. Like the more, like if I do it, I start to get really sad, so I have to stop. But it's something about Dominic Greaves, who you may remember as the guy who didn't realise how important the only bridge to France was in terms of accessing France. That guy.
Right.
The one that said he'd underestimated the importance of the
The
Dover-Calais crossing. The only bridge to France is the thing that we use to access France by foot. Not by foot, you know what I mean.
by Brum Brum
That
car.
dickhead. There was something about him having discussions with the White House, so they knew about the attack on the Iranian general.
Ooh.
So like we're in it, basically. And I can't cite my sources. Not going to. Bastille. Let's do a Bastille.
What's Bastille? Am I going to get in trouble for it?
French Revolution.
I mean, I was in Les Mis. Most of them died.
Yeah. But then they got to eat cake, and it was dope.
Yeah.
I want to start a podcast where ill-informed people talk about really important things. I say start a podcast. That is kind of what this is.
We tried to stay away from the important things. Shall we start doing that? We did have a format for this episode already, vaguely, just.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about important things?
Well, we technically haven't started the podcast, so this is just the stream. So
Here is our stream of important things.
you may have noticed that me and Ben are drinking different lagers, although the colour scheme's the same.
Liam said, "What one do you like most, Ben?" And I said, "That one." So that's the one that Liam's drinking.
I like Red Stripe more. And also we had we fundamentally disagree about several things, but not the colour that our lager should be.
Can.
It's a very positive attitude these days.
So yeah,
I mean, we'll get to what we were going to talk about, like for sure. Raya is saying the craziest thing she did, and he sort of fall asleep at 20 past midnight. I'm jealous. That sounds amazing. I would have done that. I had to stay up till 4 a.m. because, like an idiot, we had people over.
Craig David. He was on the telly.
Yeah, he was. I thought Jules Hollander had some sort of ratioplasty.
I thought that I'd completely forgotten
That's when
that
you
he
change
existed.
race. Yeah.
And he looks like
He's back.
no, he looks like he should be the CEO of a roofing company, but one that only does like 3 villages.
Yeah.
Like it's a really successful one, but it didn't do more than 10 miles out of their way.
Oh, yeah, because...
But then he was singing Monday, today.
Chicken cottage on Thursday.
It's a
How many places
it's a
have
really
chicken
halal.
cottage?
It is tasty.
How many places have chicken cottage? Is that like a local joke?
No,
First
chicken
Google of the
cottage, all
decade.
proper halal, man. That is in Four Lions, so at least
Oh,
Chris Morris
yeah.
must know.
The Chicken Cottage Cambridge have their own website.
Yeah, I don't know if it works fantastically well.
Road
But then
Cambridge.
again, I've just used Just Eat for the last 3
I
years.
don't think I've ever been to Chicken Cottage.
It's really good.
Is it actually?
Chicken Cottage. Shout out to Chicken Cottage. Also, Grill House on Mill Road, you're tasty. And Z's. Z's do
Grill
massive
House
pizzas.
owed me garlic bread from 8 years ago, so I'm still angry at them.
Have you mentioned it to them?
No.
That might be
I
why.
mentioned it to them over the phone and they yelled at me. This could have been like 3 owners ago. So like it's just really funny. Like this is just funny to bring up. They owed me garlic bread from 8 years ago. And I think in retrospect what happened was I was ordering from a menu that was no longer
The menu.
the menu. So I ordered deal X.
That didn't have the thing, and you complained that it wasn't the
And I
thing.
phoned them up and was like, hey, I'm supposed to get garlic bread. They're like, no garlic bread for you. I was like, I am 100% going to do the accent in future iterations of this conversation. And then I opted not to, which shows that I have grown in 8 years.
You have.
Yeah.
But not
He
because
was-
of the garlic
He
bread.
was from Birmingham. I can't do a Birmingham accent. What am I doing here?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's good. What? I think they were. I believe they were a student at the time.
Yeah.
They would call up Domino's
Mm.
and just say, "Hey, my order was messed up last time, so the manager said just to phone and you'd send me a free pizza."
Oh my god, that's
2.5 years,
That's perfect.
almost weekly, they did this.
Wow, and they didn't twig that it was the same.
And then someone must have gone, "Hang on one cotton picking minute."
But then
I've worked. So maybe someone went on holiday, so it was just one manager over 2 weeks.
Did they call him out or something?
I think they just
Were
went.
they just like, I reckon that.
I think they just they realized Domino's realized at some point and went, "No,
Right.
it didn't. No free pizza for you." By which point, I've got thousands and thousands of pounds worth of pizza.
I feel like you've won at that point.
Even though it is Domino's, and Domino's sucks.
Domino does actually suck.
Domino's, if you're listening to this,
So greasy.
no
So greasy.
no
Not as
sponsorship.
greasy as Pizza Hut though. Some friends had Pizza Hut like a couple of weeks ago, and it was just the
Yeah,
box
but
was
Pi-
just greasy.
But Pizza Hut is good. You don't order from Pizza Hut. You go into a Pizza Hut and go, right,
Okay.
there's £4. I'm going to eat as much pizza as I can.
Yeah. Fair enough. I get that.
Pizza Hut. Yeah.
Here's looking at you.
Come,
Hut.
here's looking at you, pizza. I want Pizza Hut now.
Dear.
Yeah. Pizza the Hut.
I'm
Good.
so glad that's a thing. Oh yeah, that's from
Spaceballs.
Spaceballs. I thought it was being original. Raya says Brad and I hosted last New Year's do best thing, but also us and get people out in the end. Yeah, me and Laura have a routine which is that we do 1 year out, 1 year in, and this was supposed to be our out year, but then we just had a conversation where like I think there was an advert for Jules Holland's Hootenanny, and like I just turned to Laura as I said, you know how we're supposed to go out for New Year's, and she was like, yeah, let's not.
Let's do a hootenanny.
100%.
Let's hoot some nannies.
Let's get some nannies, put them in a row, stick carrots up their butt,
Gonna
see
hoot
what
'em.
noise they make, have a great
Wait.
old time. That's how you hoot a nanny. How do you hoot a nanny? It's disrespectful.
I thought it was some
always.
kind of party. Alright. Shall we start the podcast?
Yeah, probably should. Yeah, so I think we're going to stay in next year.
Fair enough.
Yeah, getting people to leave at the end was pretty rotten. I've hit record now. I guess that's
heavens.
it. Do you want to... You can.
I can?
You can.
Can I?
Sure.
Can
yeah.
I? No, I think you find it. If I can, you can too.
Ding dong.
Can. I don't know the words to can.
Can you do the can? If you can't, then don't.
Ah, my legs fell over.
Your legs fell over.
Yep.
Your torso stayed where it is.
Freaky, right?
With just the legs. Oh.
Salutations, you sexy, slippery swines.
Hi, Ben.
Welcome to the Conversation Hat podcast.
Podcast.
It's a podcast where we talk bollocks.
Yes, ostensibly a comedy podcast hosted by me, musician Liam Taylor, and Ben.
A musician,
Do you
Liam
have-
Taylor.
Do you have an epithet yet?
I don't know what that epitaph.
Like a... No, not an epitaph.
Epitaph.
Epithet, just...
Let me out.
Magician, Huguenot, ne'er-do-well, scallywag, chronic masturbateur. It's French.
Avid masturbateur.
Avid masturbateur.
Nothing chronic about it, just avid.
Professional chef, amateur chef,
Sue Chef. Susan Chef.
Sue Perkins,
Donna Chef. Master Chef.
Gender
Gordon Ramsay's Christmas Nightmares.
gender swapped Sue Perkins
Christmas
impersonator.
Nightmares? Is there Christmas Nightmares?
If you have nightmares at Christmas.
Christmas Carol was a bit of a Christmas nightmare.
Look, dude, all I'm saying is that this is the Conversation At podcast. Seamless. Good intro. And we're here to talk
Without
to you.
seams. I'll get you some for Christmas.
Thanks, man. I need some seamen. From the ocean. Frank Ocean. Billy Ocean. Get down my car.
Car.
This is not your car.
Gary Newman. Gary Oldman. Did you know that Gary Oldman is younger than Gary Newman?
Yes.
That's
they're wrong.
so. It's like Sean Bean.
It's the opposite of nominative determinism.
Should be Sean Bean
Sean Bourne.
or Sean Bourne.
So the
Jason Bourne's
thing
brother.
is, this
Sean Bourne.
is the conversation at live stream where we do a live stream, and we've
But it's not for you.
It's not
At the
for you.
moment, you podcast speculated people,
Ooh.
right? Don't know what it means, but it's a good word.
Filtrated fuckers. Sing about coffee,
It's
innit?
not live for you, but it's live for the lovelies listening now.
Lovely live listeners
Yeah.
who are also watching.
Who are
Lovely
perforated
live watchers.
and filtered
Yeah, for your pleasure.
for your consumption.
Look, I don't know what's going on. All I know is that this is a podcast.
So, Liam, tell me what's going on.
Well, this is a live stream,
Yeah, but
but
You-
we're also recording it for the podcast.
yes, but you had an idea
the
for
point,
the theme.
the heckin' point.
Yes.
Y'all. I thought it would be really fun and have basically nothing to do with the fact that it's a brand new decade.
Yeah. Month.
I thought it'd be fun to sort of be kind of reflective and talk about comedy, because this is ostensibly a comedy podcast.
It's supposed to be.
My favourite catchphrase, which has the word ostensibly in it. I thought it might be fun to talk about our comedy influences through the years, and basically like what has informed our ridiculous sense of humour. And you're just making all kinds of noise over there.
Sorry, I want my face was being obscured by the microphone.
Yes, that will happen.
And to be fair, that's the reason why people tune in.
That's what.
Not you in your dressing gown like some
Look, man, we're in my house.
pajamaed.
Thing is, like before we saw Ready Player 3, which was the Game Grumps Jacksepticeye live show,
Which
thing,
was amazing.
which was really good. I was like, if we ever do a conversation at live, I'm 100% wearing a dressing gown. Fucking Aaron Hansen walks out in a dressing gown. I was like, right, I'm gonna look like a dick now, aren't I? Great, thanks.
Yeah.
Person more famous than me. Such a bellend. Yeah, so I still might do that, but just wear like suit and tie underneath.
My mate and I.
Is this the cartoonist?
Yes, Elliot Rocco Trenuth, aka Pencil Bandit.
Lots of words.
Search for Pencil Bandit. He's really cool. He's done some stuff for Channel 4.
I was going to type penis.
If you put in
Band-Aid.
E-Stings, I think maybe Pencil
Oh,
Bandit.
yeah, he did one of them, didn't he?
He did 2 or 3 of those, I think.
2 or 3. Heck and heck. Oh yeah, this guy.
Yeah.
I find that kind of, hey Orangina, that kind of style like really properly scary. I am not into
If
it.
you look at a couple of the videos, we can see.
Video.
Yeah. I was in a comedy trio with this glorious man.
Was that the condescending?
Condescending, unrelated novelty
I
trio.
was going to say unrelenting. Just keep going.
Got in a bit of trouble for that because it shortens to something rude.
Oh, sorry. I can't.
Yes.
I don't know. if you all heard
talented young lad. But we started writing a mini comedy series that never came to fruition. But we thought that something that'd be quite funny would be if we were to have a big name celebrity that's just in the cupboard
that. Right.
that
yeah,
you never
yeah.
see,
Yeah.
and just in one episode, just open the door and go, "Hey, it's Alec Guinness," and then close the door
Yeah.
and do not mention it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
And about, I don't know, the next season of The Mighty Boosh had Gary Newman in a cupboard, and I was
God.
so annoyed.
Oh my god.
Also, Mighty Boosh might be coming back.
Yeah, I heard that. Is it the original team or not so much?
Well, it was Noel Fielding who apparently hinted at it,
Right. Yeah.
but that it could have just been a, just an off-the-cuff remark.
Was it an actual hint from him, or are people trying to interpret his?
I have a
fashion
feeling
sense?
people might be interpreting something because he mentioned the Mighty Boosh.
Got it. Yeah. Yeah.
But hey, hopefully.
That'd be cool. So do we want to go cast our minds back to what? Well, let me ask you as if it was an interview, because that's something that I'm actually good at. It's one of 3 things I will actually admit to being good at.
What are the other 2?
Downplaying foreplay. You don't need that. You don't need that, Rob.
Looks plenty fine as it is.
The joke is the
They're
actual,
hard
the
enough.
actual answer is thinking on my feet. Or downplaying foreplay. No, you don't need that now. I promise that's not important.
There's those things. Those 3 things. Yeah, go on.
Cast your mind back to adolescence, childhood, in utero.
Ooh.
Can you remember the first thing that made you laugh? And don't feel bad because I can't. Or like your very earliest memories of laughter that weren't like, oh, daddy hid and now he's back. What? Just like at something that was deliberately funny. Is this going to be a firm no? Can you not remember?
Well, no, I can remember the first. So this was something that I found funny, or something that was deliberately.
I mean, clearly we're going to have to go for both.
Because I'm just trying to think that. So when I was small, my dad would take a blanket.
Oh, we've heard about this on the show.
Yeah. Put me in the middle, pick up all the corners, and he would spin me around as fast as he could.
Yeah, yeah.
And then after a while, he would open the blanket and just go, "What is your name?"
Yeah.
And I'd say Ben, and he would shout, "You looked," and I would go, "No, I didn't." That was really, really funny.
Yeah.
I was laughing my head off the entire time.
That's still funny now.
Until he said, "You looked," and I felt like I was being accused of cheating when I wasn't.
Yeah. That's the first inclination of anxiety.
So
we'll get to that in a different episode.
Yes, I was 6. So that I remember finding very funny.
Yeah.
The first thing that I would probably sort of... Oh, I was gonna say Lee Evans.
Really?
But I think it's earlier than that.
Okay.
I think it's Bottom.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
And it's not like I would go see... Yeah, I think it was a... I think it was a weirdly enough, I think it was a New Year's Eve. Mum and Dad, they were still together.
Mm-hmm.
So I was quite small. We'd gone to a hotel. They were at the party or something, and me and my sister were watching TV. Up later than we should have been, and it was probably 10 o'clock on UK Gold, as it used to be UK Gold.
Pre-Dave.
And there was Bottom.
Yeah, man.
And I think it was the one where they look after the shop.
Yes. Yeah, yeah.
And I remember that being really funny.
Mm.
And something that I just never seen before, never got anything close to that.
So we'll see, like, as we talk about this more, that like Rick Mail is like a big deal in like this your humor. It's interesting that was like the very first thing that you thought of, because actually mine is very similar. Billy Connolly is my version of your Rick Mail. Billy Connolly is to me what I think David Bowie is to an awful lot of people.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I've sort of only just realised this like recently, because he does really, really funny, but also like musical as well. And like music for music's sake as well as musical comedy's sake.
Sure.
And like the very first thing I remember laughing at as a kid, pretty sure was like a Billy Connolly show. So it's interesting that like a similar deal for both of us with our respective Bowies.
Yeah, mine would certainly be Mr. Rick Mail.
Yeah, yeah.
Just the anarchic stupidity and...
Yeah, like pure chaos.
Yeah.
Yeah, snotty, disgusting chaos.
Yeah, I mean, I remember people saying that I should watch Drop Dead Fred, which has Rick Mail playing a child's imaginary friend, but he's sort of real. And he gets locked away, and then she grows up, and then he comes back.
Yeah, yeah.
I hadn't seen that until I was probably in my 20s.
Okay, interesting.
I mean, I still am in my 20s.
But like, that's an entire decade in there, Ben.
You know, mid-20s.
Yeah, interesting.
And that movie had been around since, what, 90s, early
So
90s.
20 years at that point, I guess.
So yeah, and I watched this, and it was absolutely my humour.
Pretty good. Yeah, yeah. So, had you seen... What was the second Rick Mail thing you'd seen? Like, ever?
Apart from Bottom, I would probably say The Young Ones.
Sure, yeah, fair enough.
And then there's Bottom Live, which is just amazing.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
And then just sort of clips or interviews with him.
Yeah, yeah.
Like there's,
Okay.
I can't remember what, where it is, but someone's giving a speech, and a paparazzi or just someone with a camera is sort of filming the crowd, and they stop and see Rick Mail, and Rick Mail sort of looks and sees them and sort of gives them a wink and waggles his eyebrows at them, and then like whenever it goes back to him, he's just sort of like got his head on his chin in his hand, going, "Oh yes."
Right,
yes,
so really egging
yes,
the...
and sort of like looking at the camera and pointing to the speaker and just like doing little claps.
Oh
and then
my
and then
God.
it gets all the way up to he looks at the camera and sort of like does a little kissy face, goes, points at the guy speaking and just goes, like puts his hand aside and just mouths, "Very big knob."
That's incredible. That's... What was the event?
I really can't remember.
Wow. Because that's such a perfect moment between like that cameraman and Rick Mail. Rick Mail spotted in Cambridge. I spelled Rick wrong.
Yeah.
Us.
Yeah, it's that one.
It's that one. I'll turn that down and that up. Because it's clear that like the sorry, I'll turn that up.
The Bolton multiplex has further established Warnerland with the Northwest as the first one to carry on at Birmingham. And also it was interesting that Mr. John Crawford, the managing director of the Village Roadshow, was born in Bolton.
But yeah,
That's
it's,
amazing. And it's not even...
that's just him, just
know
off
what
the
the
cuff
event is.
doing
That's brilliant.
just silly things to a camera, and it's genius.
That's so good.
Have you also seen the because he was a fan of Legend of Zelda, I think.
Really?
So if you Google or YouTube
yeah.
Rick Mail Nintendo advert.
Is this the advert with his daughter?
No, you're thinking the middle one.
Ah! My friends at Nintendo have placed 4 Super Mario games on the same cart for less than 50 of your pounds. Super Mario Bros. 1 is pretty tricky. Super Mario Bros. 2 is a little more advanced. Super Mario Bros. 3 is... But Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels is so difficult, it could actually unhinge the balance of your mind.
Aren't you that talentless celebrity women find repellent?
See what I mean? It's completely Tonto.
Mario All-Stars, infuriating innovative Nintendo.
Okay, I've actually not seen that one, but there's one where he's walking around in a like this big lavish apartment by the sea, and he's saying things like, "Hi, I'm Rick Mail. It's a shame you're not."
Yeah. It's so funny.
Yeah, he's just anarchic.
Cocky as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I'm Rick fucking Mail.
Yeah, yeah. Is Rick Mail dead? Oh.
Yeah, oh, that was a very sad day for me, that was.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I was actually going up for an interview with, I think it was Star Radio. I was like, right, better listen to some of Star Radio as I have an interview with them in
Yeah.
like a week.
I think they're dead now.
No, I think they're still going.
Are they? I can't remember why. I
Because
don't
they
like
didn't
them.
employ me, if they are, or if they're still going. They should employ me again. But yeah, within the first 2 minutes of listening to it, the news came on that Rick Mail had died.
Right.
And
yeah.
I had a little I genuinely rang my mum.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know what to do. This feels so stupid. But she said she had the same thing when Freddie Mercury died.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
as you said, like Bowie,
Can't let Bowie, yeah.
big old Rick Mail.
Big old Rick
Big
Mail.
old Rick Mail.
150% scale Rick Mail. Rhymes, so must be true.
So you're Mr. Billy Connolly.
Yeah, I'm pretty, like, when I was really small, we used to have on, like, Dad was into comedy, Mum was into radio, so we always had, like, Radio 4 on, like, all like, the classic old Radio 4 comedy stuff, Dead Ringers, that whole spiel.
Went to go and see them recorded live the other week.
Yes, you did.
Very funny.
Not when I was a kid.
No.
Screwing with the timeline.
Sorry.
And yeah, I think we used to watch quite a lot of stand-up sets and stuff, even though I was a kid and blatantly shouldn't have been watching this stuff. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Billy Connolly was like one of the earliest ones. And then as I sort of got to be a teenager, like watched a lot of his traveling around America. Was it America or Australia? I think maybe Australia.
On the bike.
Yeah,
on
yeah.
his big old bike. I think it was Australia.
Which was on at like 4 a.m. on whatever channel, and it's like there's nothing good on TV. And then you eventually find, oh, it's that guy on a bike. I'll watch this.
He's dyed his beard purple for
Changed
those
his
lottery
beard.
adverts.
Oh crap! No, I remember. The thing that made me go, okay, Billy Connolly is like really, really funny. Other than seeing like the comedy specials, let me try and work out which ones it was. Billy Connolly.
I was a big fan of An Evening with Billy Connolly.
Yes, it may well have been that one. It was the purple one, like the leopard printy one.
Ooh.
BillyConnolly.com. No, maybe not. But I think it was an audience with which had like pinky purple leopard print and stuff.
Yeah, there's got lots of celebrities in the audience.
Yeah, Status Quo in the audience. That was fun. Yeah, I think that was the first thing that I watched that I like really properly cacked myself at, and then also we had The Simpsons on quite a lot. So I think that kind of somewhere between Billy Connolly and The Simpsons is where my humour is, and then obviously like the Radio 4 Mitchell and Webb kind of spiel. Also watched a lot of Jeeves and Wooster, the Fry and Laurie series.
Mr. Fry and Mr. Laurie.
I don't think I necessarily thought of that as a comedy rather than just a slightly silly drama.
Yeah, I watched some of them because it was Fry and Laurie.
Yeah, yeah.
They were comedies,
Yes.
but
Yeah, I realise
there
that
was
now,
very
but
rarely that they were
making jokes.
laugh out loud ones for me.
It's
But
more
that's
situational comedy.
Woodhouse, so that would
Yeah.
be the books that they were based on by Mr.
Yeah.
P.G. Woodhouse.
Yeah.
Also famous for tea bags.
Yes, that was P.G. Woodhouse would give in public forums. He would dole out advice, and people would take his advice. And
Whilst drinking tea.
well, no, the advice would become the tea. It was the PG's tips
Yeah.
that then would become the caffeinated.
It was
beverage.
normally just have a cuppa.
Yeah. So at what point did we start saying dumb stuff like that? What was the first time that you remember making someone laugh on purpose? Or not even on purpose, just what was the first thing you did that made people laugh?
I used to have a small pink dustbin that I would keep building blocks in,
Did not think you were going to say that.
and I used to empty the blocks out of the bin,
Mm-hmm.
tie a towel around my neck, put the bucket on my head, and run around declaring that I was Captain Buckethead.
Right, sure, yeah. Standard fare.
So I think that probably got a couple of giggles.
Yeah. Mine was
I
oddly similar.
genuinely did this once, and I was this is the first time that I remember making a joke. We would have a cereal for breakfast before school, and I was in like lower school, so like primary, and poured some Cocoa Pops out, and there was an ant in there.
Right.
I shouted through to the kitchen, "Mum, there's an ant in the cereal."
Right.
And I shit you not, she said, "Which one?" And I said, "I don't know, all ants look the same."
Was that on purpose?
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty perfect.
That was the first time I remember going, well, I've got to say this.
Did your mum appreciate that?
I think she both did because it was funny, but at the same time it was like 7:30 in the morning.
Yeah,
and she had a
sure.
lot of shit to deal with.
Yeah, that's amazing. Mine was, I think my parents had friends over for dinner.
Wait, are you telling me that you've made someone laugh?
Yes. But it was my parents, so I don't know if it counts.
That was just pity laughing.
And like, I was proper small, like 3 or 4, and I think I wanted to show my parents' friends like my stuffed animals, because parents love that shit. Who doesn't want to see a kid stuffed animals?
Right.
Fucking party, right? But like, I had grabbed so very many of them that I could not see very well. So somehow I made it down the stairs, and then I couldn't really see, so I think I was just walking around the living room trying to explain who these various chaps were, but like, because they were piled so high, they couldn't hear a word I was saying.
For
I'm
those
just
on
like walking around in a circle, and I think they cacked themselves, although I couldn't hear because of all the stuffed chaps in my head.
For people on the podcast, Liam was
Stuffed chaps in my
doing
head.
fantastic mime there.
Thanks, man. I mean, I think they probably got that from the voice effects.
I thought that. So, all right, what was the first time you? Can you remember the first time that you deliberately made someone laugh? Because to be honest, I have a feeling that the bigger boys probably laughed when they punched me.
Oh yeah, like there are loads of instances of like, oh, people are laughing at me in a way I don't like.
Like when you're surrounded by toys. But when like
the big boys used to steal my stuffed chaps.
you have stuffed chaps.
Oh boy,
Are they crotchless?
They will be when I'm done with them.
Stop it at once and answer my
Took
questions.
that crotch away from him, bad man. I'm not sure if this actually happened or if I like am combining events, but I remember watching TV and there's an advert for erectile dysfunction. Not pro, but what to do if.
Right.
You should try not being able to get hard. That'll sort everything. Actually, if a few dudes could not get erections, we'd probably wouldn't have.
I mean, maybe they don't get erections and that's why they're like how they are.
Oh, like the incels.
Right.
We've got the wrong amount of erections. Or it's like billionaires who just need to redistribute the erections. I mean, I'm not going
There could be some... Make sure you got a lot of people going through the paperwork before that, because that could have some legal ramifications. What? I'm just spreading the erections, officer.
Hedge clippers and super glue, innit? Done. I mean, not yours. As far as I know, you have the
No,
right
you're not allowed to use my super glue.
I need that for my own penis problems. What was I saying? Heck. Something about... Right. Erectile dysfunction. We're going to get there. We'll get through this together. Erectile dysfunction. There was an advert for erectile dysfunction, and I would have been like early teenagers, so I sort of knew stuff about stuff, but like I didn't know all the nomenclature, word for words,
the ins and outs.
Yeah, man. I didn't know the words for all the words, so like I knew what not being able to get an erection for medical reasons
You
was.
keep talking while I'm just gonna click a couple of things.
Oh god. So I need to not put my hands on because it looks like you're servicing me. I remember there being an advert for erectile dysfunction, and I didn't know what that meant. I knew what medical reasons not being able to get an erection was, but I didn't know what erectile dysfunction was. So like, I turned to Dad and like, no hint of shame because the advert hadn't hinted that this was something you perhaps don't want to yell over the dinner table. I was like, Dad, what's erectile dysfunction? And like the length of pause made me realise, oh, this is something that perhaps I should not have asked quite so brazenly.
Yeah.
Or perhaps I should. Well, if it was now, I would have just Googled it, innit? But yeah. So basically, the answer came back eventually that it's a problem that men get when they get older usually. But like the length of the pause was such that I realised I've made a terrible mistake. How can I possibly fix this? So when he
So
said,
you got your dick out.
I got my dick out. I don't have that problem. Look at me. No.
Look at me.
Bad Ben. No, what happened was when big pause, realised I made a mistake. That was a problem that men have usually when they're older. And I went, oh, like Toby has. My brother. So all I remember was Toby dropping his book and turning at me, and then the sound of just Mom leaving the room. And I realised that this is much better than making people laugh. Making someone else laugh 30 years later. So that
Simple things.
Yeah, man, like boners, innit? Or lack thereof. But the annoying thing is, like, I'm pretty sure that happened, but that could be a combination of several other events. So, like, because I got bullied a lot, like, a lot of my childhood memories are just like, I'm going to take that beating, put that in the bin, and put this bouquet of flowers in its place. Much better.
Like these wilted flowers.
Yeah, Shutterstock. Amazing.
Right.
Oh, look at that, watermarks.
It's totally...
I can zoom in on the site underneath it, but I can't zoom in on that, apparently. Outstanding.
Those were meant to resemble Limp Willies.
Limp Willies.
Ryan says Faulty Towers.
Yes, I watched a lot of Faulty Towers. I actually had Faulty Towers on cassette. Because I'm an auditory learner.
On VHS?
No, audio cassette.
Oh.
Because I knew at a young age that I liked listening to things, not necessarily music, but like audio dramas and stuff. So I had like Goon Show on audio cassette, Faulty Towers on audio cassette, Star Wars on audio cassette, the first half of Empire Strikes Back, which is not the fun half. I don't know why I didn't just buy both cassettes. And like none of us realised, oh, maybe Liam's dyslexic. No, he just likes books on tape, innit?
Sorry, you've just reminded me.
Yes.
When I was younger, I used to have some little cassettes.
Oh, yeah.
I had Winnie the Pooh.
Nice.
One of the people, I think might have even been Winnie the Pooh, was voiced by Stephen Fry.
Amazing, of course.
And there's a bit where Roo gets like trapped on the river, or he runs off and he gets...
Eeyore gets erectile dysfunction.
And, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a bit where Kanga, who is Roo's mum, see, Kangaroo.
Yep.
It says Kanga scolded him and then took him home, or something like that. And I said to my mum the next morning, because I would listen to these whilst in bed falling asleep.
Samesies.
I was like, Mum, what does scolding mean? She was like, it's like if you pour boiling water on someone, you've scolded them. So my brain is all went,
that kangaroo is not fucking around.
Wow.
Yeah, that is...
These are some heavy-ass tapes that I've got.
Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, I never realised that before, but that does make perfect sense. Like, out of context, if you say scolded, you don't think punished or verbally assuaged. Hang on.
Do you remember the first time you cried with laughter?
Assuaged was not the right word. I do, but I can't remember what the joke was. I just remember really, like, massively cacking myself.
Do you remember who said it or what?
It probably would have been that same Billy Connolly DVD.
Yeah.
Or like Blackadder or something like that.
Do you like Blackadder?
Yeah, the first really funny thing was them going over the top at the end of Blackadder 4.
Yeah.
Hilarious!
Yeah,
Oof.
I mean, really funny. That
Or-
would be the bit that everyone, because we would watch that in the last day of history class,
Oh god, yeah.
and that people would be talking through it, but those
Yeah,
few minutes
you're
at the
always
end,
quiet.
everyone shut the fuck up.
Perfect. Yeah, yeah. It is such a good moment. Yeah, it probably would have been Billy Connolly. I think it would have been. Oh, it will have been the Billy Connolly special. I think it was an audience with where he's talking about the national anthem and how the British national anthem could be the theme from The Archers.
Yep.
Because at the time, my mum was a ridiculously avid Archers fan, as were my grandparents. And the rest of us, the chaps in the family, my dad and me and my brother, fucking hated The Archers because it was boring and bad. Those are two pillars for not liking something in our family. So that was literally the funniest thing because it was so funny and so relatable as well. So I think that was what the first thing that really made me actually hurt with laughter.
Sure.
Can you remember yours?
Lee Evans
Okay.
talking about the toilets on aeroplanes.
Right. What's his whole take on them?
That the suck is too powerful.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Can we throw up the audio for this on the podcast?
Probably not on the podcast, but on
But
podcast
we can-
listeners, you might be able to find it in the show notes if we can find the sketch.
Lee
on,
Evans plane toilet.
Hey, it's us.
Oh, it is us.
Can't spell. Dyslexic. 30 seconds.
Yeah, let's just go for the 30 seconds one.
And the toilet on a plane. It's got
You
some
might want to put your headphones on if we're going to do this. Over there. Over there. Your headphones, they are over there.
And the toilet on a plane, it's got some suck on it, hasn't it? Does it really need to suck that hard? It's a button about that big. You press it, it's like... Ah! Stewardess! My kidneys have gone down that hole!
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I lost my mind. I think that was one of the first Lee Evans things that I saw, and I proceeded to have every one of his DVDs
Yeah,
from then
fair.
onwards. And
Riot
the world of
says-
Lee Evans is amazing as well.
I never really got into Lee Evans. I don't know why.
He has won an award for contribution to comedy,
Yeah,
which is like the Nobel Prize, but for being funny.
we're all going to have to watch this Honey advert now. This is Riot's suggestion, and it is, like, really brilliant. And Hugh Laurie as well, so I think that Blackadder...
Why would you put that in a bag? That's a nice bag.
I wasn't paying attention. I think...
Stupid woman on a bad date.
I think this is where I became aware of, like, enjoying Hugh Laurie and Stephen Fry as well, which podcast listeners will know was, like, a big thing for me. Quite as big as Billy Connolly, but whatever.
Melton will be here at any moment. When he arrives, leave the talking to me, all right? I like to keep an informal trench, as you know, but today you must only speak with my express permission. Is that clear? Is that clear? Permission to speak.
Yes, absolutely. Attention! Duck out! Attention! Excellent. At ease. Now then, Blackadder, where would you like me to sit? I thought just a simple trim of the moustache today, nothing drastic.
No, sir. We hear about the paintings.
Oh, yes, of course. Good Lord, George! How are you, my boy? I said, how are you?
Permission to speak.
Absolutely top hole, sir, with a yin and a yang and a yippity-doo. Splendid! And your Uncle Bertie sends his regards. I told him you could have a week off in April. Don't want you missing the boat race, do we?
Permission to speak.
Certainly not. Permission to sing boisterously, sir.
if you must.
Row, row, row your punt gently down the stream. Belts off, trousers down, isn't life a scream?
Fabulous. University education. You can't beat it.
Bravo. Now, what have we here? Name?
Permission to speak?
Baldrick, sir.
Oh, tally-ho, yippity-dap and zing-zang spillet. Looking forward to bullying off for the final chucker?
Permission to speak? Answer the General, Baldrick.
I can't answer him, sir. I don't know what he's talking about.
Are you looking forward to the big push?
No, sir, I'm absolutely terrified.
The healthy humour of the honest Tommy. Don't worry, my boy. If you should falter, remember that Captain Darling and I are behind you.
About 35 miles behind.
Well, that wasn't the clip at all, but you know what? It was still good.
Yeah.
Choose what videos come to you.
No, love film isn't a thing anymore.
Go away. Yeah, no, Blackadder was a big deal as well.
I think Rowan Atkinson, Mr. Bean,
Yeah.
was...
Yeah. It's so weird that it's the same character. I find that really bizarre.
But if you look at some of his sort of stand-up type stuff that he has...
Yeah, he doesn't have a lot. He's got more like...
But the stuff he has is fantastic, and it's mainly just him saying words.
Was that like not the 9 o'clock news and that whole thing?
May well have been, but I have
Yeah.
seen some of the stuff at like Secret Policeman's Ball.
Right, yeah.
And one of them where he's a schoolmaster, and maybe a fifth to a quarter of the stuff is him reading out the register, and him just
Yes.
saying names.
Yeah.
Like,
Just the way he delivers them.
Blimp. Absent. But he does it in just such a way...
There's something about the way he enunciates. It's really perfect. I think that
like in
comes out-
Blackadder where they have Bob.
That comes up.
No.
He's got like a stammer or something,
Bob.
hasn't he? But like that's why he overemphasizes Bob.
Bob.
I can't. Yeah, he's got some kind of speech
He's,
impediment.
He said that it's because he just noticed that the word Bob was there
Okay.
loads, and he thought it was quite funny. So
I mean, it is.
Bob.
Well
then,
because that's
Bob.
Because that's something that like I definitely do if I'm trying to be funny. Is like put like emphasis on the wrong bits of words. Like
The emphasis.
The emphasis. Yeah. Okay, so what about going into like what I sort of mentally refer to as like the Family Guy age, where like the bit where comedy isn't like something you enjoy with your family, it's something that you sort of do to kind of actively, I guess, to be more anarchic, to kind of like really crap at words today. Do you know what I mean? Like you get to your teenage years and you don't want to listen to comedy that conforms. You don't want to listen to the stuff that's on the radio.
Yeah.
Yet somehow you watch Family Guy, which is still on the telly, innit? So like, how rebellious are you actually being?
Dirty Sanchez.
Dirty Sanchez.
We cannot talk about Dirty Sanchez,
No.
nor can we put up any clips.
No. But
if you want to see like 3 Welsh dudes and a Southerner do Jackass, but like
bit worse.
Yeah. Dirty Sanchez.
CKY was the American equivalent that my brother was really into.
I actually used to watch Dirty Sanchez with my mum.
Okay.
It's where they were playing word association, but they had the... I can't remember if they had a massive fish or if it was a meat tenderizer. But there was a bit that I remember heartily laughing with mother when they were doing it, and it was like plant, tree, forest, jungle, water jungle. He meant rainforest.
Right.
But just the fact he said water jungle, and he had such a cocky little water jungle. Fuck. But yeah, then there would be these people doing, like, eating vomit pizza. But, oh no, actually it was pube pizza.
Yeah.
But then he was sick on the pizza because it had pubes on it.
Yeah.
So then he ate that.
pretty cool. When did you come across Mighty Boosh then?
Mighty Boosh, I actually got introduced by my mate Jason.
Hello, Jason.
Mr. Jason Phillips.
Jason P.
But I think it was because I'd seen... No, that was it. He introduced me to it, and then I realised that I had seen like half of one of the older episodes
Right.
at 2:30 in the morning, because that's when it was on.
Yeah.
I would have been 6th form.
Okay.
That sort of age,
Yeah,
so
that sounds
around
about right.
16, 17.
Yeah.
And yeah, it made sense. It made sense to me. I don't think that show is meant to make much sense at all.
No. Like, so the reason I bring that up is that for some reason, like, when I think of your sense of humour, it is somewhere between Rick Mail and Mighty Boosh. I don't know if that's just something that I've pieced together by myself. I mean, obviously Rick Mail makes sense, but like, I don't know why I think that Mighty Boosh is a big deal for your sense of humour. I don't know.
Is it possibly because I went to go and see the second show live?
I mean, it could have been that, sure.
Because we do weird little songs and just put stupid stuff together.
Yeah. I think when...
Not as successfully as they do.
Yet. I think when, like... Yeah, when we write music for the show together, like, the stuff that you come up with is more of Boosh.
Weird.
Booshian quality, whereas I guess mine is more...
like a song.
I was going to say maybe more like... It's not really Adam Buck. I think the way we use music is quite Adam Buxton-y, but like the music itself is not. I don't know, man. So where did you come
losing
from?
your headphones.
Losing my headphones. The less popular REM song.
I'm sat there in Marmite. Oh my god, my headphones.
They're covered in Marmite. Were you ever into like the Simpsons or Futurama or Family Guy, the sort of cartoons? Because those seem to what, when you talk to other people our age about comedy, those are the sort of as far as they know. Maybe they know a little bit of Lee Evans and like Michael McIntyre, and that's always where I'm just like, nah, don't want to have this conversation. Just put up a wall. You are not funny. You don't know what funny is. Bye-bye. But we were clearly listening and watching to stuff that was like old by the time it got to us. Like when I was a kid, the most current thing I enjoyed was QI.
Yeah, I guess Only Fools and
big
Horses
release
was a big one for me.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah,
I never got into it.
I had loads of like, I think I had an Only Fools and Horses alarm clock.
Okay.
So many of the DVDs.
Yeah.
A little egg cup.
Okay.
Which was their little 3-wheeler van.
Nice.
But when you didn't have an egg in the cup, you took it out and it was a little salt shaker.
But what if you want to put salt in your egg?
Well, then you take it out, because you take the salt shaker out, you pop the egg in, and then the bit that you've taken out is like a little roof rack.
Okay.
For the salt shaker.
Ryan has a question for you.
Oh God. Soup, super tasty soup, super spicy carrot and coriander, chili chowder, croutons,
He doesn't know what that is.
crunchy friends in a liquid broth. I am gazpacho, oh, I am a summer soup, oh, miso, miso, fighting in the dojo, miso, miso, Oriental prince in a land of soup. No idea what she's talking about.
Is that the crimping?
That is the crimping, that's the soup song.
Okay. Yeah, I think he's...
I don't think we'll get in...
clued into that humour.
Trouble for...
Probably not.
I don't think so.
Yeah. If you get sued...
Although, there was a big old thing, because Sugar Puffs did that. Like, that was...
crimping?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. After, like, there was Mighty Boosh. Obviously, that's what they did. They did that, and it was clearly plagiarism.
Right, okay.
So in the second show, they ripped the Honey Monster's head off and had an octopus fuck it. And it was just going, take it, take it, take it like you take other people's ideas.
Wow. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Fighting in the dojo.
Yeah.
So were you into Family Guy at all?
I always liked getting home from school and watching The Simpsons after dinner.
Yeah, that was a big one.
Family Guy, I never had we had terrestrial TV.
Right.
So we had BBC One, BBC Two, ITV, Channel 4.
Right, yeah.
Family Guy was on none of those when it came
that's
out.
true. Yeah.
So I was introduced to Family Guy with little clips at school on friends' phones.
Right, yeah.
Of this kind of funny thing that
Yeah.
everyone thought was the dog's
Yeah.
bollocks.
That's what I remember
And
most
it's like,
vividly.
well, this is... I mean, there's a couple of these clips that are funny, but you're quoting them or telling me what they are before you show me them, so...
It's like the early days of meme culture where you take something out of context. But it's like you... Yeah, the whole idea of a meme is that you use something out of context, but then the usage of that ignites in the person viewing it whatever they associate with that.
But it was just like little clips of...
And if you have no association with it, it means
Yeah.
nothing, and you begin to resent it.
I just didn't really get it.
Yeah.
I liked Futurama, but again,
Futurama was
it
cool.
was not as readily available to me as someone who had Sky.
Yeah. I think, Simpsons was quite a big deal for me because I remember it, my first realization of what Simpsons was. Well, what Simpsons was for me was when I went to bed at 6:30 is the thing that my brother and my dad were laughing at downstairs.
Mhm.
So I was like, what the hell?
Where's my joy?
Blah. Yeah, and like I didn't deserve. I was a shitty kid, so I fully accept that I did not. I should not have been given joy. That would have been unfair on the children.
It was good that bliss was held back from me.
It makes it all makes perfect sense. Completely deserving. So Simpsons, like in my household, was something that was like withheld for age reasons because I had to be asleep so I could wake up early to not want to go to school, I guess. So then it being withheld, like when I eventually got to watch it, was at first a bit like, this.
Yeah.
But then once I realised that there was not every kind of humour was like a straight up joke, like in a stand up routine or slapstick in Fawlty Towers or whatever, like I realised that actually it's more situational humour or like kind of subtle nuance, and like The Simpsons is quite subtle. Certainly used to be series 1 through 10.
What series are we on now?
Oh my god, probably 30.
I feel like it's hitting that sort of thing. How many Simpsons seasons?
That
I mean,
doesn't
well,
help me.
there's a 29.
31. Christ.
South Park's on... Wow, 31. South Park's on 23. SpongeBob 12. There is a big old gap between first and third. Oh, wait, no. Family Guy 18.
We're looking at... What?
I thought that these were like the most... Find out.
No, these are just what...
Yeah, Google like which
Hey.
TV show has the most seasons.
Simpsons aired the year I was born. That's interesting.
I don't do the thing that I just said.
What was it again, sorry?
What TV shows have the most seasons?
The news. You got a message.
Got a message here saying, fuck yourself, Liam.
Okay, I have tried. What's that in response to?
I don't. It's not at all.
Oh,
it's
who do I need to fornicate with?
What?
But then the problem is...
No,
how-
it's Michaela sending a picture going, oh my god, you're famous, you're on my telly. She's watching the live stream on her telly.
How much of
Hi!
how much of the space on her telly can you take up?
Well, the same as...
No, because if you get really close to the... Ben's arse is very nearly in my...
I can do both. Where's your one?
Ah! What do you mean, where's my one?
Look how much of the telly I'm in. Telly. Perfect.
Has YouTube gone too far? Yeah. Yes, many times. 'Cause the problem with Googling what TV seasons have the most... What TV has the most seasons is that how long is a season?
Okay, so
most
put which
episodes.
TV... Well, you put... Yeah, series.
Yeah, I Googled it wrong.
Yeah.
There was a slight delay on the stream, so
Let's
Ben
do-
can now
yep.
see what he was doing with all
Yep.
the cameras.
What TV series have the most episode?
Simpsons makes perfect sense.
How many? 630. Pokemon has more episodes than 335.
What? Oh no, this one's it says The Simpsons and Gunsmoke.
Well, that's bullshit.
Oh, a radio series. That's not the answer to my question.
Well,
662.
all right, no bollocks. How many episodes of Pokemon got out? $932.
Wow. That's crazy, because I felt like I watched all of them, but I clearly didn't.
No, they're bloody hard to find.
Are they really?
I can get Indigo League on Blu-ray,
Right.
and then if you try to look for the next one,
Interesting.
it's
Is
almost
that an
nowhere.
English language thing, or just
Well, no, because they've all been dubbed.
Huh. You just can't get them.
Yeah.
Because I watched, must have been the
And
first few
there's
seasons.
weird ones on Netflix.
Right.
There's like season
Oh,
1.
really?
Yeah, it's like season 1. Season 6. Season 10. And just some weird movies.
The Indigo League. Oh,
Indigo
yeah.
League is the
this
first.
still-
That's the first series.
Yes, I saw these ones. I wasn't sure if I was logged in on Netflix, so I don't want you to see how much porn I've watched on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've seen
these
all of
ones I've
these.
seen. I didn't realise they were
But
on
then look,
Netflix.
they've got
Is this UK Netflix they're on?
yeah. And then if you go down, they've got
I got one of them.
Sun and Moon and stuff.
Oh yeah. Huh.
Pokemon I Choose
the
You.
movie.
Very good film.
Not seen that one. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to start watching.
Oh, they've got
Pokemon.
Power of Us. That's the sequel. I've not watched that one yet.
Heck.
Heckin'
All
fudge.
kinds of stuff I don't know. Can I make a radical suggestion?
Yes.
Is there anything in this section we wanted to say, like, about the comedy stuff that we've enjoyed? Okay, right, here we go. I have one more question about the comedy stuff we enjoy. I'm then going to suggest we have a pee break, because we can now play sketches on the machine.
I was about to say that the key to comedy was timing, and I needed a wee. That's timed it well. Ha ha ha! Ha ha ha!
Da-da-da-da-da.
Ha ha ha! Ha ha ha!
I need to not lose my shit.
And I'm back. Hang on. There we are.
How does it feel to be spooky, Si?
Very.
Intro, Ben and Liam with conversation how unboxing this game /magic/describe/do.
No, that means a change in... Never mind.
So what's the first bit then? The first bit, before the introduction, we're going to say
Well, no,
you
that's
can
the
get
end.
super loot
That's for the end.
That's for the end, so why is it first?
Because I wrote it down first. Do you want to say it?
Do you have anything to say for yourself?
Yeah, man, rubbing nipples is amazing.
I mean, at least you own it, I guess.
Kittens.
Robes.
Jack! Ow! So we're basically like 20 years in the future, but our clothes make us look like we're scummy college dropouts from the 80s.
I'm recording, go away. It's really hot in here.
You're really hot.
Ah. No, but seriously, there's like 14 lights and it's terrifying.
Are you proud, father?
You know he's not.
I just wasn't prepared for how sexy that was. You really caught me off guard.
Mayo. I eat you every day, oh. You make me feel okay, oh. Mayo.
Simon, vlog. It's a good vlog. It's a good vlog, buddy.
Good lord. Tell the world about promoting gigs.
Hello, Internet. We are speaking to you from the past. It's currently our now, but to you, it's also now, but our past.
Let's see your best impression, Ben.
Of what?
Just your best impression.
Betty the got the whoops in my beret, caused a lot of trouble. Who's gonna see the Queen on Christmas Day then?
You're editing it correct.
Nah, I might just upload it straight from the SD card. That's just how I roll.
Fair enough.
Sausage link.
Right.
I go through my mic.
Going through your stuff.
Today's word is toilet. A small gift that you may give to a child as a solstice or Christmas gift. Toilet.
I did it.
Robes. Check.
Let's sing a song about our predictions for the future.
It will happen unless we're all dead.
Look. Look. Look.
Look. Hello. Hi. Sorry, hi. I got an interesting message.
Fucking amateurs.
Meh. What I was going to say before Ben just hit the P break button. I'm going to hit record here as well.
You all know what we were doing.
Breaking.
For P.
What I was going to say was, shall we wrap up that section by talking about comedy shows that we've found relatively recently? That we like. No? Because you don't have any?
No.
Or because you know I'm going to talk about Tim and Eric?
I don't know what that is.
You do. It was the Helmet Touch Sports.
Oh.
Like that. It's the kind of thing that people have like listened to the podcast and gone, oh, so you like Tim and Eric? And I'm like, And eventually, like, enough people said it that I was like, okay, I'll watch Tim and Eric. It is 100% exactly the dumbest side of my humour.
Put on a video and then we'll go to the final segment of the fabulous show that we've been putting on.
I think it's pretty good.
Seamless. Not peeless, but seamless.
What's the best?
So Tim and Eric just do really out there weird...
Really lo-fi, weird, slightly gross. I'm just trying to think what they're...
Come on, pick one from that screen.
I
Go.
know, I'm doing it.
Go.
I'm absolutely doing it.
Go.
You need to put your headphones on.
This is boring.
It will be.
I'm bored. You've bored me. Make a selection.
Alex was thrilled to find 15 Rosemary Terrace on Zoopla.
Philomena
Price-wise,
Cup.
it was pretty bang on. But what really...
Kunk, not Kunk.
Alex was thrilled to find 15
Tear
Rosemary
again.
Terrace on Zoopla. Price-wise, it was pretty bang on.
It's Gravy Robbers, the new and exciting way to enjoy meat and gravy. Our award-winning gravy makes the perfect match for our dry-killed meats. Trust me, we've taken all the moisture out, so you need lots of that wet gravy. But no good thing comes easy. That's why we've hired professional gravy robbers to come and try and steal the gravy right off your table. Watch out, guard your gravy.
You gravy robbers, cause there ain't no sheriff here at Gravy Robbers.
Well, hello. Welcome to our show. My name is Tim Heidecker.
Hey, I'm Eric Wareheim. So good to be here.
How was your weekend this weekend, Eric?
Not so good, Tim.
I get it. I get it. I actually picked up a pretty cool magic trick this
Really?
weekend.
You do it right here?
Yeah, do it right here. Here we go.
Wow.
Well, ta-da!
That's incredible.
Well,
how did you do that?
It's actually very...
Tim. Ben.
Oh, it's a whole episode. My bad. Yeah. But then, so they'll do like the stupid sketchy thing, but like the fact that one of them is a cat will like come out in and out of sketches here and there. So there's like a recurring thing to each episode, as well as it just being dumb and weird. You have a look of hatred on your face.
This has slightly because it's made me think of a TV show that I was shown not too recently, but within the last
recent history,
6 months to a year.
Yeah.
The Netflix thing called Bruno.
Yes.
Where it's about a guy who loves his dog more than anything else. His dog called Bruno.
I started watching it and...
You need to have smoked some drugs.
Yeah, I'm not into drugs.
Because then at the end you go, hey, that's quite funny. Oh my God, not another one starting. And then in the middle you go, that's quite good. Oh no, but it's finished. What a shame. Don't put another one on.
That feels like a lot.
For ages. But it's just quite funny.
Okay.
In one episode, his dog gets stolen and he instantly becomes a crack addict.
Oh yeah, no, you told me.
Yeah,
about
like
this.
there's no build up.
Yeah.
It's just
instant.
Boom, instant homeless crack addict.
Yeah, no dog.
Dirty clothes, and then he gets the dog back, and he's
Just
straight back to normal.
That makes perfect sense.
It's very funny.
Amazing. So yeah, is there nothing like that that's come across your? Well, I suppose Bruno, but is there anything like? So Tim and Eric for me is like sort of appeared, and I've been like, yeah, no, I need all of this now because it's made me feel a little happier about just doing stuff. Like just sort of making things
I get
just
what you mean. Yeah,
out into the world you go. Because I don't have a like I don't.
We're
have
back
a
to
record
masturbation
label.
again.
Yeah, man. Don't have a record label. Don't have any management or artist agreements really that prohibit me from doing stuff. I don't have any sort of. I mean, I own the network that Conversation Hat goes out on, so like I really should feel free to. It's gonna offer to make you a partner, but I wasn't sure you could afford £1 for the shares.
I will pound you whenever you want.
And also, it's just easier if me and Laura are the shareholders because I'll be like, I want to do this. And she'll be like, I don't care. And I'm like, yes, shareholders.
That's the saddest thing. Of quite some time. Certainly of this year. I'd offer to make you a partner, but I don't think you can afford the £1.
Also, I didn't want to have to text you anytime I wanted to do anything.
You'll just do stuff.
Yeah. And that's Tim and Eric has sort of made me feel a bit more free about just doing stuff.
Doing
and not
shit.
worrying about it. But it is also really quite funny as well as feeling quite lo-fi. Anyway. We were gonna sort of, rather than play a game this week, we thought it might be fun to actually try and
I don't think we've recovered from heave-ho.
Yeah, we tried playing Santa's Revenge, and festive though it was, like, I was still a bit...
Oh, yeah.
I was still a bit like, nah, in terms of heave-ho, because that was a lot. Which was 2 live streams ago, if you want to go find it. It was just a lot. Yes, and...
I know what we're doing.
Do you?
Yes.
Do you want to try explaining it in words? Because I'm not doing a great job of that.
So a lot of the way that we write our stuff is we'll write... Sometimes we will just write a sketch or a song and it will be there and it'll be great. Or at least it will be finished.
Those are great days.
Other days we come up with half ideas that will then go on to become other things.
Yeah.
Some of them don't.
Some of them just go in a big folder called...
And we're about to open that folder and see if we can finish some was it one-liners we got?
We got some one-liners, we got some setups, we got some stuff. I found a notepad which has got some stuff on here. I think this is the early days of Uberlube. Did we ever publish Uberlube?
I don't think we could because there's an actual product.
An actual thing. So we thought it'd be really funny if there was a lubrication brand called Uberlube. Turns out there is, and they don't think it's that funny.
What was the jingle for that? How much
lube in an Uber Lube tube? How much is there?
Buttloads.
Which, like, was the least effort we've spent on anything, and it was perfect. And then we were like, the Uber Lube, oh, it's actually a thing, and their jingle is somehow not that. I don't think they had a jingle.
Shameful.
Ridiculous.
Uber Lube. If you want to give us royalties, you can use it.
How much lube in an Uber Lube tube? How much is there? Buttloads.
Uber Lube luxury.
Feeling is everything. Not quite. Thinking
Uber
is
Lube.
also quite.
Oh.
Hello.
For sex and so much more.
Why limit it to just one area of your life?
Right, ours used for everything. Oh no, sport and style apparently. The Uber Lube.
I'm clearly going to spray myself with Uber Lube before going for a run.
See what happens.
Yeah, so sexy in my bits. Yes. So
it's the other thing of that Right Said Fred song. I'm so sexy in my bits.
This just has, hello gentlemen, my name's something something, and I'm going to show you around the Uber Lube factory. It's not very succinct. This other one says incorrect statistics, which I think this was before fake news, so that's just news now. Are you going to finish that?
What was that one? Was it food?
It literally just says, are you going to finish that? These are like jump-offs to start for things.
Because there is a Rhett and Link song that came out called Are You Going to Eat That?
Oh yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, similar.
I like Rhett and Link. I saw them live as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I saw
their belly buttons.
Flight of the Conchords.
Did you see their belly buttons?
No, I saw their bass playing.
Sounds like I'm winning.
Discuss. Don't knock it till you've tried it.
Domestic abuse.
Boy for sale.
Domestic abuse.
News reporter. Chaos at the farmer's market. Ellipses.
Oh.
Tragedy at the zoo today. Ellipses.
Oh, that's just us trying to be news reporters.
No, these were like, I think they're improv jump-offs. So like, one person says this thing and then you start talking.
Okay.
Which we haven't done.
Tragedy at the news today.
Tragedy at the news today.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, my go.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
This is why it doesn't work. A bus service where the drivers aren't dicks. Hilarious. Truly hilarious.
I have a feeling someone was having a bad day on the buses then.
No, so that was just day one at
in the
Sketch
bin.
Factory.
How about the ones we bothered to type up on the computer bobs?
I mean, that doesn't necessarily make them any better.
Yeah, but then I can look at them.
So these are some... Okay, so this document is called Sketch Generator. And, oh yeah, you put two things... So this is the idea that you put two things in a box and you pull both out of them and then you write a sketch around that somehow. Breast tennis. You got anything about that? Any jokes in there?
I mean, if...
This is how sketch writing works in the Conversation Hat.
Well, I can see
office.
breast tennis and grandma and weak at the knees. So if grandma was playing breast tennis,
yeah,
you know, they might be knocking about already quite ancient knees.
Oh, so she's
and then
using the breast as the racket.
The breasts are hindering her by hitting her on the knees. So her knees are going weak while she's playing tennis. Poor little grandma.
That's pretty good.
Poor titty knee grandma.
But then how? So that's a funny concept. But then how do you get a joke out of that? This is what I always struggle with. Like, have good concepts, but then it's like I just don't know where the joke is. It's a funny idea, and that's why I write it down.
Just making our fantasies.
Oh yeah, we can.
Oh,
we can do that. A swear word so bad that the Queen explodes. Contruffling.
Her husband.
I reckon he's dead.
He's dead?
I reckon he's 100% dead, and we just haven't been told.
What, suicide?
Yeah,
like
probably.
Epstein.
Yeah, pretty much.
Epstein didn't kill himself.
Prince Philip did. Murder-suicide pact.
No, Prince Philip probably killed Epstein, and then someone else got to Philip.
I mean, this is not a sketch.
The Queen got to Philip.
Oh no, this is weak in the knees. So it's if you spend a week on someone's knees. See, that's funny.
Is it?
No, but that's the joy. That's what makes it funny. Is that
this is why they've not turned into anything?
A lot of my sense of humour is based around.
Knees.
Here's a really stupid idea. Wouldn't it be really funny if someone turned this into an actual thing? Oh, maybe it isn't funny that we turned this into an actual thing.
Can we just for a moment, with weak in the knees, just go back to when you and I did an Instagram challenge to see who could get the most likes and follows in 24 hours.
I lost.
Yes, but what did you do for your Instagram?
I shaved my knees and I put each knee in the cup of a bra and took like a whole bunch of photos from the top down, so it looked like I was posting cleavage photos, and like I got sent so many dick pics, but my captions were amazing. I've got to say.
No, that's some like it was you in the sea, just getting back to my roots in the ocean.
Yeah, at peace with my ancestors.
Maggie Tats.
I'm gonna open this in this window,
just in case.
Or was it Maggie Baps?
Oh, Maggie Baps.
Poop. No, it's not on that phone.
Can you even get to Instagram on the computer, Bob?
Yeah. Spectre Gadget. There I am.
There you are.
Oh, God.
It's worrying how good they are.
Okay, so it's really important.
You're gonna have to start. No, you're gonna have to start at the bottom so people don't see what it says at the thing.
Yeah. So these are my knees. It's very important that you understand that these are 100% my knees. And then Sai followed me. And I was like, "Hey, buddy, it's Liam."
You didn't. I think you told me that you instantly got on Messenger and just went, "It's me, it's me. They're my knees. It's a thing."
But then
don't send me pictures of your dick.
I think he says that he saw this, which, if you know this space, is clearly this area here that Ben's sat in front of.
Is it?
I mean, it is, because that's the curtain behind it. These are our headphones over the monitor. And you can tell it's knees if you look at, like, clearly that end's there, and clearly there's a bit of knee bone there. But, and clearly that's the same photo as that, just flipped. And that's the same photo as that, but, like, cropped and put in space. From my recent trip to space, representing my home world of Titney. I had a lot of fun with this one. Yeah. So that's.
You can find that video on YouTube.
Well, it's the previous.
Click on your final photo.
Oh yeah.
Liam's final photo was, "Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed these pictures of my knees in bras. Turns out I'm a hairy old dude from the UK who had to compete in an Instagram challenge. I'm sending all the dick pics to your parents. They were well easy to find."
Yeah. And I had to make 2 accounts because there was some broken thing. I just wonder if the other one's any different. I think it was Janet Baps.
Janet Baps
and Maggie Tats, because like, oh wow, this one's got 300 followers.
Still.
Yes.
We did this like a year and a half ago.
Yes, we did. Yeah.
Okay.
This is much the same, I think. Oh my. Yeah, so that was stupid. Yeah, so that was this whole thing. You can find that should you choose to for some reason. Oh, it's a little bit confusing with all the different URLs and stuff, but it's on Stab Panda TV on YouTube, which is where we used to upload
many weird things.
Too.
Hey, look, Ashens.
Yeah, there he is.
And me eating foods.
It is on there. Like, it's definitely on there.
Yeah, it'll be one of the There it is. Next to the glorious Ben Eats, which is above the other glorious Ben Eats. Second row, second to the
There it
right.
is. Yeah, that thing. Watch that thing. If you want to see Ben's
The
much
thing.
more reasonable reaction to the challenge.
I think I ended up shouting and throwing my phone somewhere.
A punch of flowers rather than a bunch of flowers. That's pretty good.
I don't like these. I thought these were going to be better.
Yes, a Scotch whiskey egg.
See, no, I have to have that.
Yeah.
You can get like tea eggs.
We're not like trying to make new products. We're trying to come up with funnies.
You can get tea eggs.
Tea egg.
Yeah, it's an egg that's soaked in tea.
Why? Heavens, why? For what purpose?
I believe it is a Japanese foodstuffs. And there's also the
Ben's having a stroke.
No,
Bubble-
but there's
bubble tea.
No,
Is that
not
what you're
bubble
trying to
tea.
tell me?
It's an
No?
egg thing.
An egg thing.
So we
On
could
the-
make. So instead of using tea, we
Okay.
use Scotch whiskey. Okay. So we use, instead of tea, Scotch whiskey, balut,
Oh.
which is a fertilized bird egg. So if we do that, then you've got
Do what?
the meat.
Right.
So if we got the fertilized duck egg, it's normally a duck,
Yep.
and boiled it in Scotch whiskey,
Okay.
and let the Scotch get into that, that's sort of like a Scotch egg because you got the meaty bit and the egg bit and the whiskey bit.
But wouldn't the alcohol have just disappear?
It's not how it works.
Because when you cook a cake with booze in it, the alcohol disappears.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
No, it doesn't.
Because when you cook a cake, you have to put the booze in afterwards. Because the way that alcohol responds to heat is by disappearing.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, based on what?
On the fact that it doesn't. It's like if
Right.
you flambe stuff,
Yeah.
the booze doesn't all magically disappear.
Well, no, flambe is different because it's the alcohol that's burning.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's still alcoholic.
Yes. I think we might be talking about different things.
So while the alcohol. So if you had croque Suzette, is it croque Suzette?
Crepe Suzette.
Crepe Suzette.
Where you
can get
yeah.
drunk off those.
Sure. Yeah, because,
Even though they've been.
Yeah, but boiling and actually having something on heat for long enough to actually cause something to cook in it, I'm pretty sure the alcohol disappears, or like most of it. So I don't know if you would get drunk, because crepe Suzette is different because you pour a lot of booze on it, then you spark it, and then like just the top
Oh,
layer
I'm
of
not
booze
saying that we would
disappears.
get drunk off of the bird egg thing.
Right.
I'm
just wondering if it would taste disgusting, because booze without the alcohol is pretty rough, usually.
I don't know. See if you can boil booze away.
Specifically Scotch.
Yeah.
Can you
boil alcohol from
boil
Scotch?
Scotch. Well, let's see what you boil Scotch eggs. No.
Soft boiled Scotch eggs. Okay, now it's just eggs. Can you boil Scotch whiskey? Can you boil alcohol out of whiskey?
Is that a yes?
Saying that you have to heat it to 130 Fahrenheit before setting it on fire.
Alcohol boils at a lower temperature. Water?
Loosens alcohol up. Despite starting to boil much sooner than the water does, alcohol does not just evaporate the instant it is heated. No other cooking liquid does either. What?
I don't know what question this is answering.
Shall we just drink the Scotch?
You can drink Scotch. I don't love Scotch.
All right, you can have the egg then.
Amazing. Dance movers. They're helping you move house, but they're always dancing. You know what? We can open up the other folder.
Let's do that. This is not...
Okay, here's some funny names. I can't even say that out loud. Bradbury Sandwich.
Bradbury Sandwich.
Tits McGee for a guy. Good name. See, you chortled. The hills have eyebrows.
You know, that's a bit. Yeah, that's a visual one. That is.
Yeah, just the poster. Cheese from the underneath. That one's come up a few times before. Oh, this is my favourite. Dr. Pharmacist. It's a doctor whose surname is Pharmacist, and his friend Doctor the Pharmacist is a pharmacist whose first name is Doctor. Yeah. And there's the charades thing, which we've tried to do a few times.
Yeah, that's just me humping air.
It's just Ben making sexy noises, and we're playing charades, and I'm like, is it sex? It is sex. And the joke is that it would be something else implicitly, but it's not.
Do you remember we were going to make the behind the scenes of a movie?
Yes.
And the movie was just going to be so ridiculous that it could never possibly be made.
Yeah, I remember that.
We were having Peter Dinklage as a tooth of the T-Rex.
Yeah.
Which was ridden by...
Cher?
Was it Cher? I thought it was Pamela Anderson.
Yeah, they're interchangeable in my mind. But yeah, one of them.
Are they?
Yeah, Cher, Pamela Anderson.
Can Pamela Anderson sing Life After Love?
No, but that's
You
not
believe
the
in
function.
love after love.
Like Pamela Anderson, Dolly Parton, Cher, Clive Sinclair, like they're all basically the same person. Am I going to have to Google Clive Sinclair? Because it's just, that was the name at the front of my head. Yeah, same person.
Totally.
How do I know who he is?
I don't know. He's an English entrepreneur and gone. He's a poker player.
Yep.
For
Don't know
some
how
reason.
I know who that is.
I don't know how you know who that is.
Well, we've got another one here, which is writing jokes for Twitter. Life is a cabaret, and then you marry one. That I'm quite proud of. You'll see that on Twitter probably tomorrow. It must be nice to not have any empathy. I'd be super rich too if my parents were super rich. So these are just setups. So
Go on then. This is what I thought we were doing. Let's do some setups.
We eventually get there. Students were found to be microdosing their landlord. So you have 2 bits of information in there, and then the job is to try and come up with a punchline that connects those 2 dots. So students in student housing microdosing. So you got what's the connective tissue between those 2 things? Do you know what microdosing is?
Giving tiny doses to people.
But like, you gradually drip feed people LSD, and it's supposed to like help with. If someone's a dickhead, you can just microdose them so they stop.
Ah.
You just gradually feed them LSD, so like they're tripping ever so slightly enough to change their personality, but not enough to actually
So some
see
students
lizards.
were found to be microdosing their landlord by
by
paying rent LS digitally.
So no.
LS
No, I see where you're
digitally.
going. I get that.
Digitally.
Yes. Sure. But mostly no.
Like the drug, but digitally.
So you don't need to. Bradbury sandwich. Raya's enjoying Bradbury sandwich. Yes. So the. Fuck, what was I saying? My brain just does not work anymore.
Okay, so a man from Norfolk was arrested for bringing the thunder, but
yeah.
leaving the dome.
Why is that relevant to Norfolk?
It's not.
Sure. So I think it's the Norfolk thing.
All
we've
right.
gotta-
What? How can we put Norfolk and a man bringing the thunder together?
That's exactly the question. Something about the fens.
Boadicea.
Boadicea. I barely know her. I mean, I'm quite proud of that, actually. It's not the joke we were trying to make. Elderly man tries to write a joke. Turns out he's not funny.
Turns out he is a joke.
Crabman hired at
Epitaph over.
Crabman hired at seafood restaurant. Jokes are hard sometimes.
Well, when it's this weird shit, yeah.
All right, you do a setup then. I mean, the big reveal here is that I've sent Ben access to all of these folders, so it's nice to know that he's seeing them for the first time today.
Yeah. Ow, you just rolled over my foot with your fat ass chair.
My chair is a regular ass.
Impatient dentist becomes amateur boxer.
Yeah.
That's a joke.
How is it?
Because he's punching people in the face. Because he's...
Oh, that's funny. No, that hadn't... I was just stringing words together when I wrote this.
That's funny. So that's not a setup. These are just things that you've written.
No, I didn't realise that those two actually connected in that way. I was just like picking two professions.
Could have dyslexic man tries to write Joey.
That just feels like a personal attack.
Why?
Because I'm dyslexic and I can't write jokes.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no. Right. So I'm just going to put this in the complete section because that's clearly done. Can we phrase that better? If we just add to save time?
No.
No?
No. Don't need it. Impatient dentist becomes amateur boxer.
Amazing. Well, that's a profit. So these are concepts rather than setups. An agony aunt who's being cheated on.
So I'm trying to get the seasick pirate to go to A&R.
Seasick pirate A&R.
Yeah, doesn't quite get there.
A&R for what's A&R?
Arr.
Oh, arrest and right. What's a land boat? What? Maybe the joke is. I think that is a joke.
Seasick pirate takes on job selling DVDs.
Oh.
Better than whatever the fuck sentence that's.
I don't know what a land boat is. I don't know why I wrote it.
House?
Oh, it could be a house.
Crabman hired at seafood restaurant, arrested for cannibalism.
Can you get arrested for cannibalism?
Yeah.
Surely you're arrested for murder and then you tried.
No, cannibalism is illegal.
But I don't think it's.
Take the fucking joke, Liam. It's not funny if it goes for murder.
I just want to see what it's actually. Okay.
Cannibalism is illegal.
Yeah, but like when a policeman arrests you, he's not saying I am arresting you for suspicion of cannibalism.
Why not? If you're suspected of eating people, that's exactly what they'd say.
Because I think they would say suspicion of murder.
This is why those jokes weren't funny.
This isn't the reason. Like this is entirely separate to that reason. There's two problems here. So what? But you could be.
Siri, is cannibalism illegal?
Of course it's illegal, you goober.
So then that's fine.
No, but then...
Yes,
is
it
it
is.
recipes? Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, you wouldn't be arrested for
But you don't have
cannibalism.
to kill someone to eat them.
No, sure, but then, like, if you cannibalize someone, you're still going to be suspected of their murder.
Not if they're still alive.
Ah, sure. But...
If I cut your arm off now and ate it...
Could you not?
The police come in...
Right.
You're suspected of murder of that man sat next to you, speaking, clearly alive.
Okay, no, because then it would be GBH.
Cannibalism.
But
you're possibly for comedic effect.
No, I am
which shows
actually
that it's
overthinking.
not funny.
No, this is my regular thought process. This is why I don't finish
stop.
jokes.
No, it was finished, and now you're.
No, but it's
being pedantic.
Cheese from the underneath, Ben. That's right.
Yeah, that's funny because you won't be able to see anything. Because the camera will be covered in cheese, so it will all just be black.
What? That's okay. Never mind. That's a separate thing. Like I know what you're saying. I get that is the joke. I'm just literally worried about the phrasing of it.
What do you mean the phrasing of it? The phrasing of it is why it's funny.
But no, you don't get arrested for cannibalism. You could be tried.
It's funny
for...
because he's a crab man at a seafood restaurant.
I understand.
You don't
I
know
wrote
what
that.
he's eaten.
Sure.
Has he eaten man or crab?
But he's not eating anything because he's hired.
Yes, but then he's arrested because he's eating either crab or man or both.
So then you could say arrested for
cannibalism.
No, because that's you would be tried for cannibalism. You would be arrested for murder, and the cannibalism would be an additional charge to the murder.
Not if he's eating crabs.
Right. But then he's not eating them because he's cooking them.
No, because he eats them. That's why it's cannibalism.
Yes, so then we need to change the word hired, don't we?
No, we don't, because he gets the job and then he eats the crabs.
Why is he eating?
Men.
Why is he eating?
Because he's a cannibal.
Oh.
You can be arrested for that.
Yeah, careful. You can go down. That's a crime.
I don't want to do this anymore.
What, the podcast? This is why
I really want some seafood sticks.
sentient ham tries to reattach itself to pig. See, some of these are good. In the fridge, cream makes a pass at the milk. It's an incest joke. I've written an incest joke.
What?
In the fridge, cream makes a pass at the milk. Incest joke.
Could we not have in the fridge cream goes off with the milk?
Oh, or gets off with the milk?
No, goes off because milk goes off. So does cream.
So
it goes off.
We'll just finish it with incest joke.
Yeah. I was trying to think of something about to do with like cheese.
No, I think we can get meta and not clever. Right, good. That's 2 in the box now. Ice skating pandas.
Can we have in fridge eggs go off with the milk, chicken left gutted?
Yes, I'm going to write that as a separate one. So what was it? Fridge. So
eggs go off.
But that's not a going off joke. That's
yeah, but they can go off because they go out of date. So go
if
off.
we change,
and then it goes off as in, oh, my wife's gone off with the milkman.
So if we just change the wording, it will be less obvious that it's the exact same joke.
Yeah, that's why I said instead of cream.
Yeah, but then we're losing.
I rewrote the joke instead of trying to do another.
But then
one.
why not just have more jokes?
Well, then do it like that.
Eggs found.
No.
Fucking. Who are they dating?
Baby Bell. I don't know.
Ugh, Ben. The children.
The eggs.
Yeah, but who are they dating? Who was the other part of the joke? Chicken left gutted. I got that bit.
Milk.
Milk.
Because I was rewriting the first
dating
joke.
Milk. Right, got it.
No, not dating.
Chicken.
No, they have to go off.
Gutted.
They have to go off.
Away with the milk.
No.
Wait,
off.
but the chicken's like the dad. Well, the mum, technically. So why?
Because the milk's gone bad, and it's left with the eggs.
Right.
You can be arrested for cannibalism.
So I've just updated it. In the fridge, eggs dating milk, who is bad? Just to be clear.
See, Raya agrees. There's
Yeah,
a
no,
dude
I'm
who
not
ate
saying
the
it's not
thing.
illegal.
So he can be arrested.
No, you wouldn't be. You'd be arrested for murder.
Mads Mikkelsen ate loads of Eddie Izzard before Eddie Izzard died in Hannibal.
Sure.
So he didn't kill him.
Yeah.
He cannibalized him, which is
Yeah.
illegal.
Yeah.
And if something's illegal, you can be arrested for it.
Yes. But
the joke needs structure, and Cadence and timing.
What? I don't know what any of them are. All I'm saying is that if you're arrested, I think you'd be arrested for murder or GBH, and when it comes to trial, then it would be that's when it would become a case of cannibalism.
But you can't put
arresting
tried
officers
for cannibalism because then you have to do the preamble that he's been arrested.
No, so then you say found guilty of cannibalizing.
But arrested for cannibalism is better. It scans better.
Yes, but if
it
it's
flows
not
better.
accurate,
Oh my god, it's a crab man. It might be half crab, half man, and you're worried.
I don't think that's what crab man means at all.
That's why it's funny.
So the other problem is he works there. Should he not be visiting? Crabman visits restaurant, found guilty of cannibalism.
It works. It's funny. It's
But then if he's hired
But
there,
the joke,
he would be
I don't know
killing
if
other
you're being
crabs.
an arse.
No, this is
because
actual me.
you don't want the joke to work, or you find that
No, I really want us to be
dragging
funny.
this out
I would prefer
for as
it.
long as it
I would
takes
much
is
prefer it
funnier
if
than
it-
just finishing the joke.
No, because I'm more worried about us looking funny on Twitter. Or
arrested for cannibalism.
Okay.
If you get any fucking complaints on Twitter, I'll deal with them. Fine.
Yeah, but you don't go on Twitter, you'll never know.
So I'll deal with them. You will tell me if there's
okay.
complaints. He will be arrested
Actual
for
question.
cannibalism.
Because I am starting to not care about this anymore. But actual question, is it not better to ever so slightly sacrifice the...
It's a pretty
the
weak
punctual-
joke to begin with.
Oh yeah, this is not our best work. This is not cheese from the underneath. I know that. Nor is it Trouble with Knaves or Super Ultra Mega Hyper Man thing.
Oh, we need some more of those.
Yeah, we do.
Right.
What I'm saying is it not worth sacrificing ever so slightly the structure of a joke to make it slightly more accurate?
No.
Okay.
Because that's ruining a joke.
I am definitely a pedant in the other sense then.
You know, in Terry Pratchett,
Yeah.
it's against the law to be, was it poetic flair? All poems have to be accurate.
Yes.
And therefore all poems are terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm not saying you make it 100% accurate. I'm just saying you compromise in between the two.
You're making it not funny.
Do you really think that the difference between Crabman hired at seafood restaurant, arrested for cannibalism, versus Crabman hired at seafood restaurant, found guilty of cannibalism, that is one is less funny than the other?
Yes.
Really? Because I think they're equally weak, but one of them is slightly more accurate.
But arrested.
It's
I mean, guilty. To be fair, you didn't say guilty. I was thinking there would be like tried for murder.
No, found guilty or just guilty of cannibalism. So instead of arrested for cannibalism, it could be guilty of cannibalism. Not even necessarily found guilty, just guilty of. And if we agree on this, we can then tackle the other problem with the joke. Crabman hired at seafood restaurant, guilty of cannibalism.
Found guilty of cannibalism.
Found guilty of cannibalism. Okay. Problem 2.
How do we spell cannibalism?
No, oddly enough, I can do
Go
that. At a seafood
No,
restaurant. If he's working in the kitchen, he shouldn't be eating his produce. If he's a punter at the restaurant, he's going to be served seafood, obviously. But if you're working there, you shouldn't be eating there.
You never worked in a kitchen, have you?
People I know who've worked in kitchens have not wanted to eat there because they're like, crabimalism. That's much funnier. Right? It says crabimalism.
Can you say crabimalism?
I can't say it.
Crabimalism.
I can't even really look at that without getting a migraine.
See? Don't add to this bullshit.
Hired at seafood restaurant, Crabman opens Seafood
No,
restaurant?
he's hired. That's fine. The beginning was good. However,
I'm going to put it straight in the bin. I'm going to put it in between these two so it's less obvious they're the same joke.
Heinz soup.
Yes. Are you trying to write a joke?
Yeah, I've got it.
Okay.
Heinz announces new wheelchair charity. Ableism.
Ableism.
Confusion caused when Heinz announces new wheelchair charity. New green wheelchair charity. Because they're recycled from cans. And there's confusion because it sounds like cannibalism.
It does sound like cannibalism.
So,
would it be wheelchair charity? Sounds stupid.
It does, but I was trying to just get wheelchair out of my head.
I
don't want to summon the great crab King Raya.
Oh, he sounds tasty.
I like my fingers and toes. Why would he take mine? They're not fish fingers.
Chickens refuse to cross the road. The other side seems scary to them. I mean, is that just a joke by itself?
I mean, yeah, yeah.
Good enough.
Good enough.
Yeah, that one I have no problems with. There's a conclave of conclave of survivalist children who never made it out of the forest. Their understanding of the outside world is based entirely around inexplicable forest porn. They say they're only reading the articles.
This has been the Conversation Hat live stream.
Or has it? It has. And therefore, well done. For staying till the end. We nearly didn't do that.
No.
Where's my pen? Here's my pen.
There it is.
Got my pen.
Thank you all the live streamy people for listening, for making it this long. Yeah. Thank you very much. If you want to suggest things that we talk about on the podcast or on the live stream, go to facebook.com/The Conversation Hat Podcast. Is it The Conversation Hat?
No, it's
just Facebook.
Conversation Hat Podcast. Good thing with Facebook is that you can just save it. Just search it.
Just do that.
On Instagram and Twitter, it's at Convo Hat Podcast. On Patreon, it's Conversation Hat. Oh, I should actually remember what it is. Fucking every time.
If you want to suggest games for us to play, things to talk about, questions for guests, bang them over there. Pop them in the thing.
One last question for you to wrap up with. Of all the comedians we've had as guests on the Conversation Hat, who has been your most funny favourite? Not necessarily your favourite guest, but who do you think is the most funny person we've had on the podcast? You can say Roman.
See, now that's difficult because we've had a lot of comedians on.
Yep. Can you remember all of them?
No, because we've been doing this fucking years.
In terms of the episode itself was fine, but we were limited by time, so like it wasn't as good as it could have been. But like probably the person that's made me laugh the most is probably Tony Law.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good episode. That was a good episode because it was like meeting someone that's probably made me cack myself in the past.
You know, cack means shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I know. We have a playlist of comedians.
I had a lot of fun with Rich Wilson.
Rich Wilson was a really good episode, and he's really funny. I find
normally laugh a lot when Dad's on.
Yeah, that's true, but he's not a comedian.
But he's not a comedian. Yeah, but you said you didn't
I didn't
have
specify
to be.
that. That's true. Maybe it's.
That last one that we had with Ali Warwood, that was good.
That was really good. But I mean, like, does her stand-up make you laugh as much as, say, Rich Wilson?
Well, she's been on 2 shows, and I've seen her comedy twice. I laughed at all of these occasions. Rich Wilson, I've seen his comedy once, and he's been on the show once. So,
Yeah, that's
to
true.
be fair, 100% for both of them.
That's a good success rate.
Can I go home now?
You can go home.
Cool.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We will see you whenever next time is. Next time will be around Ben's birthday, but will not be...
No.
Next live stream, that is. Sorry,
Yeah,
next live stream will be around Ben's birthday.
It was meant to be on the 2nd of February, because that's when my birthday is, but Liam and I will both be way too hungover to do this. We thought it would be funny, but it won't. It will just be vomiting and...
unpleasant.
Bad noises.
This podcast will be out as a podcast next Sunday. You will know that because you'll be listening to this as a podcast. The next podcast episode will go out to patrons a week today. This is in the future, and then we'll go public 2 weeks from today. Yeah. Do you want to put the sketches back on or just turn it off?
Oh shit, yeah. I can do this.
See you later, guys.
Love you.
Toodles.
Ha! That's a sort of cake that makes jokes. Oh, that's a wittier taunt.
This off.
That was Sinbad's idea. He's our tambourinist. He's got one really big arm, which is weird because the tambourine's really quite small.
Ben's just turned up to him. And the battery's out! God damn it! What a day.
Live. Die. Die. Live. 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 Live!
Live! Stop! Live!
Oh.
Live! Jeremy Mange, isn't he strange? But listen to his voice, he's got incredible range.
Where do all the bad colours go when they break the law? They get sent to prison.
Live! Oh, my unborn children!
What I'm trying to get I'll wait till you're done tittering, that's fine. Ruiner of things! Ben drinks Diet Coke, take 3. Right, good.
Damn you, Spielberg! Magical toilets flying through the sky.